Hey guys, Artosis here, bringing you some more CasterMuse Narak StarLeague. We have Mihu here in the top right, going up against Beast in the bottom left. Right now, Beast is leading 1-0 in the final match of Group C in the round of 16. If he wins this game or the next, he goes on to that round of 8, a very big result, but of course, Mihu still has some chances. You know, he's having a little bit of a hard time, I would say, in this group, right? Like, Yabsab kind of tore him apart in that winner's match. He did end up beating Bale, right, by killing off a ton of drones at the beginning of the game and really finished that easily. Made it look easy, at least. And then, of course, that match against Yabsab that I just mentioned got completely demolished. And then game 1 against Beast. Ugh. Like, Beast, like, really outplayed him. It felt like Mihu never really was in control of that game whatsoever. So hopefully he can bring something a little bit stronger out here. Honestly, it's more about decision making than anything. Like Mihu has pretty good micro, pretty good macro and all that. I feel like the TVZs so far are much more about the actual decisions that Mihu is following through with. So fingers crossed, he's going to be able to know his move-out timings and, you know, they prevent Beast from running away with it. But Beast definitely looking very strong. Looks like he's going to go ahead and expand. By the way, the map is Odyssey. As you see, it is the double gas, the 1,000 and 4,000 gas. People have been asking me, actually, if I like this setup. And I may have mentioned on ArtosisCasts before. I'm not sure. But I think that this is a really interesting and good way to try to fix two-player maps a little bit, because one of the big problems with two-player maps in StarCraft 1 is the Terran versus Protoss matchup, where Protoss almost every single game will just run up and steal Terran's gas. The Assimilator has significantly more health than a refinery, and it regenerates, obviously, and it builds without a worker being on it, right? So you can steal that gas and really dictate the flow of the game completely. So two-player maps are generally very imbalanced in that regard, at least in the early game. But this kind of fixes that. Like, stealing 2 gases doesn't seem like it's something that you can really get away with. I think I've seen it like one time, but it doesn't feel like it's a good choice. Either way, I kind of hope that we do see more people kind of copy that in the future for two-player maps. I think that it's a cool idea. Now, taking a look at the build order, because I was kind of explaining that, so we skimped over it a little bit. This is a command center first, and this is a 3 hatchery before spawning pool. So both sides are doing the greediest thing that there is. That's why Mihu is like trying to block the ramp, right? Like he's kind of trying to hide what he's up to here, and it seems like the SCV unable to get in yet to check that this is, in fact, 3 hatchery before spawning pool. But, yeah, that's a very late pool, right? Normally, the layer is, like, halfway done by now. But this will give a nice economic advantage to Beast, and, of course, a nice economic advantage up here to Mihu. I would say that Mihu's build is a little bit stronger if you compare the two. This one is a little bit greedier than this one. This one can be punished. Like, if you do something like a forward racks, this build dies from Beast. But if you do, like, a more standard build, barracks in your main base, normally you're not really able to get damage. Occasionally you can go down, and if you micro well and pressure correctly and find it quickly, you might be able to get a couple drones, and then that would be huge, but it's definitely not a guarantee. So a bunker going up, Mihu a little bit unawares of what's happening, and you can see that while Zergling speed is on the way, we literally have 0 Zerglings out for Beast. His Marines walk forward a little bit. He knows an Overlord is very likely there, and that Overlord would see this, and maybe he'll force some Zerglings to be made, but no, it looks like Beast is not flinching at all. He's literally going pure drone. Look at this. He's up at the same drone count as Terran already. That is pretty crazy, especially considering that Mihu has gone for that command center first. So very, very heavy economy going on. Now, over here we have the Evolution Chamber and the Hydralisk Den from Beast. So it looks like he's going to play a Ling Lurker style, which is not very common. It's actually become a little bit more common lately. as Valkyrie builds continue to emerge and continue to gain power as Terran get better at them, we're seeing a little bit more of like some cheesery going on. He starts the layer, and I believe that that had to do with a scan that went down. Yeah, because see, the scan definitely went down right here. Observing has its limitations in Brood War, but I think he put this down to try to trick him. We have the Lurker upgrade already on the way. We have the Carapace upgrade already on the way. And if you're building turrets against Lurker, you're already in a lot of trouble. The Lings are going to keep him in his base. And by the way, this creep was like when he scanned, the creep hadn't connected yet. The size of a scan is exactly the size of the creep that comes out of a hatchery, right? So he shouldn't know about this as of yet, but he can suspect that there's a third base somewhere, or, you know, just based off of the timing of the spire, he should be very aware that there is a third hatchery somewhere on the map, right? Is it another base? Is it, you know, is it like in the main base? I would assume main base in this situation because it just looks like a normal 3-hatch play. But anyways, just some things to try to account for here. +1 is well on the way this game. Range coming as well. He's gone up to 4 barracks, but unfortunately for Mihu, the 4 barracks play is like a little bit weaker against the Lurker opener. It's much, much more to play against Mutalisk Zergling. And, I mean, it gives you some map presence. It gives you enough fighting units that you're not really afraid of dying to Lurker as long as you're not caught completely off guard, which, by the way, he is still completely unaware. He's building missile turrets to defend against mutas at the moment. But you would prefer to have the quicker factory. Not that this factory is slow at all. That's a very well-timed factory. And we just heard another scan. Okay, he was scanning for an expansion. So he's getting a little bit unlucky here. He's still, like, look, he's still building turrets. He still thinks it's Mutalisks, because he did see the Spire. So Beast has truly duped Mihu at this point. The Carapace upgrade is like 2/3 the way done. It's actually almost completely on par with the +1 attack. So that's going to make the +1 attack basically not function like Mihu was hoping that it would. Lurker's set up in one area. This is probably on hold position right now. That would be a very good move. Where did he just scan now? Okay, he just scanned there and he sees a Lurker. Okay, now he knows he sees a Hydra coming down the ramp. Finally, Mihu realizes what is going on. He's got all this anti-Mutalisk defense that will do literally nothing for him. It's completely worthless. His factory, again, it's not slow. It's a fine time factory, but you obviously want to go into siege tanks as quickly as possible against Lurker. Catches this one Hydra running up the side of the map. Not sure exactly what the idea was with that. The Ling's just kind of running around. Beast trying to get any value he can with them right now, slow things down. But honestly, there's more than enough defense here. Like, you're not afraid of anything right now as Beast. Siege tanks on the way, and you probably want to just go Vessel. Like, the right type of way to play against this strategy would be to just macro super heavily off of these buildings that you see here, right? 4 barracks, 1 factory, 1 starport, and eventually you can add either a second factory or a second starport. Most people, I think, go second starport unless it turns into Hydra Lurker. You never know this early whether it will or not. But yeah, you want to make sure that you have a lot of Marine Medic. You want to make sure that you're consistently building your siege tanks, because without them, you can't break any positions. And then, of course, you do need some science vessels there. Irradiate is okay, but actually Defense Matrix can be really good, because eventually the Ling Lurker player will want to jump on top of your army. And if you can, like, Defense Matrix the correct siege tank during that, or maybe even, like, a Fire Bat, it can really turn the tides. But as is, this is actually, it's a quick third base down here, and a very quick hive as well. So this is going to be pretty scary. Honestly, in a game like this, I would probably want a second factory. I think this is the type of game where mines are going to be very, very useful, because it looks like Beast wants to get a little bit aggressive. Obviously, once Dark Swarm is out and Consume is out, he's going to be able to defend like infinitely against the tanks. But we see, yeah, see the counterattacks start to come in. Nice little run-up, forces him back, backs up himself here. Good amount of siege tanks. This bio, you know, I mean, this is a light containment force. This is actually a very good idea to have these here to make sure that you can't rally up things like Defilers, right, to get to the natural. Because while siege tanks are useful in this spot, the Defiler kind of outdoes them. You know, without super mass siege tanks, Darkstorm is very, very good. All right, so he starts to move out. A little Lurker flank coming in. Trying to catch a bunch of this bio. Decent micro going down, and he loses that vessel. So right now, Beast is making this really complicated. The vessel snipe was good. The Lurker move out. Like, he took a bunch of damage on the Lurkers. Maybe... Well, honestly, he didn't lose one, but he almost lost 4. But really, sniping the vessel is huge, because that's going to be an important part of stopping the Defilers from getting to you. Those irradiates. He did already upgrade irradiate. That's a lot of gas, and suddenly he doesn't even have his first one. Oh my god, one volley just killed 5 Lurkers, and there goes the 6. So, yeah. I mean, that was a very quick punish on that move, but, like, I liked the move from Beast, but... Mihu gets the counterpunch 100% right there. Very, very well done. Beast now moving up the map. By the way, Plague already coming up. Consume is done. And an Ultralisk Cavern. No upgrades started, but since he got Carapace so early, it's not bad to get that kind of underway. He's also got the 4th gas, don't forget. Right? So that's definitely going to make the Ultras a bit stronger, at least for a little bit in this game. Ling's being caught over here on the side, but this is the side that's scary, right? If a Darkstorm gets into your natural, you generally lose the game as Terran. I mean, who's stimming there? Picks off a Lurker. There goes the first Darkstorm. Uh-oh, uh-oh. I think he is going to get some Lurkers into the natural. This is going to stop mining quite a bit. The siege tanks taking heavy damage here. More Lings running up. The reinforcements doing a great job. He does get one irradiate down. And I don't see any more Defilers, so that'll be the last Darkstorm for now, but this is a lot of damage. Losing a tank there, losing a tank right there. Firebats are coming out and will stop the Ling threat. But definitely the Lurkers can get more damage. You can see the SCVs starting to die. His SCV count dropping below the count of drones here. And now only mining off of 1 base. 1 base against 3 at the moment. Probably should think about taking this gas. He's made a lot of Firebats here. This is sometimes what you do when they get into your natural, because you can sometimes surround these smaller groups of Lurkers with Firebats and bust them. But really, everything looking really Beast favored right now. Beast is up at the same supply. Again, better economy, better upgrades. You can see he's just getting everything upgrade-wise right now. He has that +3 Carapace on the way. We don't have +3 attack yet coming up, so that's going to scale very well for Beast. And another little push-up, another Darkstorm in front of his natural. Even though he irradiates the Defiler, he loses a vessel during this. A nice Plague goes off. That Defiler worth its weight in gold. My God. Yeah, this is looking like you're not going to be able to win this, honestly. We'll see if he has something up his sleeve. It looks like Mihu wants to take this base, but Beast already assuming that this is going to occur. He's knocking down the Xel'Naga Temple, and as he knocks that down, well, there are multiples there. I actually don't know exactly how many are there. Normally you kill that with splash damage, but you know, with Zerg, obviously Zerglings are going to deal damage very, very quickly. Really, Mihu has to get up here and hold this area. He needs that 3rd base really, really badly right now. He is stimming and spreading. Here we go. Goes into the Lurkers. They do have that +2 armor, so a lot more sturdy than you're used to. That's for sure. All right, knocks out those Lurkers, gets on top of the the Lings, and we'll save that 3rd base for now. Now, Mihu is just trying to zone things out, right? Like, he's got this high ground. He's got a few units out front watching for incoming attacks. He does have 2 factories, not really producing right now. Has a couple siege tanks. But how do you win this game, right? Like, this is one way to kind of stay alive right now, to give yourself some hope right now. But what is your strategy to win? Because now we're going to have Ultralisk Defiler. And Ultra Defiler is like that's the kill move, the ultimate kill move. Nothing really stops that except mass mech. And that's not going to be able to happen. He is starting to make 2 siege tanks at a time. So we'll see if he can get up into that. Now, there might be a Plague or a Darkstorm. Yeah, there's the Plague and the Darkstorm. My God. A few siege tanks do come up. No more Darkstorms available here. And Beast's just going to attack. I don't know that he even needs to do this, because Mihu should just barely hold. But even trading out all of your ultras here, when you have such a big economy, I guess it's fine, right? I can't really say too much negative about it because of the position. Oh god, I didn't even see this over here at the same time. Darkstorm in the natural. Mihu, sorry guys, not going to be going to that next round. Instead, Beast will be going up into the round of 8. You know, again, Mihu, I think he definitely put out some strong games in this tournament, but in the TVCs, having a hard time. Definitely being duped this game. It happens to the best of us. But he is not going to be able to take this one down. Looks like those temples are going to be worked on again. Mihu's sending his workers down to this back base, probably hoping that Beast forgets to kill the rest of the temples. Of course, that's not going to happen. He is a pro gamer and going to be able to take those down. But as is, no real hope remains. Beast has such an economy. He's actually getting a queen right now. He's going to go and infest this for style points. We'll see if Mihu's still in the game by the time the queen gets there. Always fun to see those infested CCs. Here we go. Can the queen make it? Because, again, this game is over. Mihu knows that. Uh-oh, Ling's getting in the back natural. He might be leaving before this gets there. Can we do it? The queen diving to the natural! Yes! Oh, yes. There you have it. 4 infested Terrans queued up. Well, that is going to be that. Will we get... I can't believe Mihu's actually still in the game, to be honest. Like, this is something that we've noticed over time casting a lot of the Chinese players. They don't leave the game. GG. Beast to the next round.